Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the AFC North, you know that things are heating up. The division has been competitive, unpredictable, and right now, there's a fascinating story unfolding that could redefine the Steelers' defensive strength for years to come. It all revolves around a potential blockbuster move involving Cincinnati Bengals, pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This isn't just about a trade. It's about a strategic shift for both teams, and it could have ripple effects that echo throughout the NFL. Let's start by talking about the Bengals, a team that's been trying to rebuild and recalibrate after a few seasons of ups and downs. Cincinnati is currently sitting at a 3-4 record, and their defense isn't exactly making life easy on them. They're ranked 24th in points allowed per game, giving up around 1 points on average. That's not terrible, but it's not enough when your offense isn't firing on all cylinders. The Bengals are also facing some financial constraints, with about $15 million in cap space. Their priority right now is clear. They're looking to extend Joe Burrow, the franchise quarterback who's been spectacular when healthy, but they're also wary of their pass rush. You see, Hendrickson, a proven Pro Bowler from 2021 through 2023, is a player that Cincinnati values highly, but they're also cautious. The Bengals are somewhat skeptical about investing heavily in a 31-year-old pass rusher, especially when they're in a phase of rebuilding and trying to maximize their cap flexibility. They also have some issues on their offensive line, ranked 20th, allowing about 2.5 sacks per game, and their run defense has been leaky, giving up around 148 yards per game on the ground. So the focus for Cincinnati right now is on youth development and making smart moves. They're considering a reset, and the trade deadline, coming up on November 4th, is a crucial moment for them to decide whether to cash in on Hendrickson and prepare for the future or to hold on and attempt to contend this season. Now, why would Cincinnati be open to trading Hendrickson? Well, that's where the Steelers come into the picture. Pittsburgh, sitting at 4-3, has seen their defense shine this season, especially their pass rush. The Steelers are currently ranked among the top in sacks per game, averaging around 3.2, and their defensive line has been a nightmare for quarterbacks. T.J. Watt, who's already racked up 4 sacks in just 5 games, is a dominant force, but he's been limited by injuries, specifically a hip injury that's kept him from being at 100%. Team's depth along the edge has been tested, and that's where Hendrickson could be a game-changer. Adding Hendrickson to the Steelers' rotation would be an instant upgrade. He's known for his relentless pressure, his ability to win one-on-one battles, and his knack for forcing turnovers, something the Steelers have been craving. Over his career, Hendrickson has accumulated 58, 5 sacks and 112 quarterback hits, with a pass rush grade from PFF that ranks among the best in the league. This season, he's been outstanding with 7, 5 sacks, 18 pressures, and a win rate of 22%. His EPA per sack is 32, which indicates he's been highly effective when given the opportunity. And he's been remarkably durable, playing 92% of snaps without any injuries in 2025, which is a key factor for a team looking for consistency down the stretch. What makes Hendrickson even more enticing for the Steelers is his projection for future production. If he continues on this trajectory, he could easily reach 15 or more sacks this season, especially playing in a defense that emphasizes aggressive pass rushing. His presence alongside Watt and Highsmith could create a terrifying front four, doubling the pressure on opposing quarterbacks and generating turnovers. That's exactly what Pittsburgh needs to elevate their defense and make a real push into the playoffs, especially in a division as competitive as the AFC North. From Cincinnati's perspective, trading Hendrickson makes strategic sense as well. They're looking to free up cap space to extend Jamar Chase, their star wide receiver, which is a priority for them moving forward. Plus, their current defensive struggles, allowing 2.5 sacks per game and giving up yards on the ground, highlight the need for a rebuild. Cincinnati's front office seems to be pondering whether they want to compete now or set the stage for future seasons, and a trade involving Hendrickson could signal a shift toward the latter. The betting odds reflect this uncertainty. Cincinnati's odds of making a deep playoff run are relatively low right now, with some betting markets giving them +10-0 odds, indicating they're looking more at a reset than a championship push this season. The team's focus on youth, combined with their cap constraints, suggests they might be sellers at the deadline, especially if they can acquire a first-round pick in 2026 conditional on Hendrickson's performance and fit with the Steelers. So what about the Steelers' side? Well, Pittsburgh sees Hendrickson as the perfect piece to complement their existing pass rush. The team's defensive line, which ranks in the top 5 in sacks per game, has already been a nightmare for opponents, but adding a player of Hendrickson's caliber could take them to an entirely new level. His ability to generate pressures, combined with Watt's elite pass-rushing skills, would create a nightmare scenario for any quarterback. The Steelers have been a team that thrives on turnovers, generating about 1-2 per game, and that's largely due to their relentless pass rush. Imagine what they could do with Hendrickson, who is known for clutch performances in the postseason, with 3 sacks in his playoff career and a reputation for elevating his game when it matters most. The impact of this move would extend beyond just adding talent. It could shift the division landscape. The AFC North has been fiercely competitive, with teams like the Ravens and Browns also vying for supremacy. But with Hendrickson bolstering the Steelers' front, their chances of dominating the trenches increase significantly. It's not just about winning games now, it's about establishing a defensive identity that can carry them deep into the playoffs and perhaps even to another Super Bowl appearance. The Steelers have been building towards this kind of dominance, and adding Hendrickson could be the final piece that makes this defense a true powerhouse, especially in the playoffs, where pass rush wins championships. Now let's talk about the potential impact on the Steelers' Super Bowl odds. Right now, they're sitting at around +8-0, which might seem like long shots, but with a dominant pass rush, those odds could shrink considerably. If Hendrickson joins the team and performs up to his potential, especially in high-stakes playoff games, he could be the X factor that pushes Pittsburgh over the edge. His ability to disrupt offensive lines, sack quarterbacks, and force turnovers makes him a perfect fit for the Steelers' defensive philosophy. Historically, the Steelers have been known for their tough, relentless defenses, and Hendrickson's addition could be the spark to reignite that tradition in a new era. This move also solidifies the Steelers' legacy on the defensive side of the ball. They've always been a team that values a fierce pass rush, and Hendrickson's presence would reinforce that identity. It's a strategic move that says, we're all in on defense and we're here to contend. Plus, with T.J. Watt still being one of the best in the league when healthy, pairing him with Hendrickson could create a dynamic duo that offenses will struggle to contain. It's about creating a relentless, intimidating front that can dominate in all phases of the game. Of course, there are some questions and uncertainties. Will Cincinnati be willing to part with Hendrickson, especially to a division rival? Will the Steelers be willing to give up a first-round pick in 2026 for a player who's already proven to be elite? These are tough questions, but in the NFL, the deadline often forces tough decisions, and the teams that act decisively tend to come out ahead. Pittsburgh's management has shown they're willing to make bold moves when the opportunity arises, and this could be one of those moments that define their season. And what about the long-term implications? If Hendrickson joins the Steelers, he not only boosts their chances this season, but also sets a tone for the future. His leadership and experience could be invaluable for the younger players on the line, and his presence could inspire the entire defense to elevate their game. It's about building a championship mentality, and Hendrickson's track record in high-pressure situations suggests he's the kind of player who thrives when it matters most. So as we approach the deadline, all signs point to a major shakeup in the AFC North. The Bengals are weighing their options, Cincinnati's front office is looking at a potential rebuild, and the Steelers are eyeing this as the perfect opportunity to strengthen their defense for a playoff push. Whether this trade materializes or not, one thing is for sure. The AFC North is about to get even more interesting, and the Steelers are at the heart of that story. They're not just looking to compete, they want to dominate, to impose their will on the division and beyond. And adding someone like Hendrickson could very well be the catalyst that takes them to the next level. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Hendrickson would be the perfect fit alongside Watt and Highsmith? Would this trade push the Steelers into Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates and insights, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This is your go-to channel for everything Steelers, and we're just getting started. Thanks for sticking around, and let's keep the passion alive.